Welcome back, everybody. So, the server is finished. Time to actually play it rather than run around thinking about how we can make it better or worse or changing things all the time. Let's do a run now where we actually try and survive. Don't take stupid risks. Try and get geared up. So, first things first, trader. See? 3D. Now we've got access to water in there, and we've got the daily lottery that we can play, which will be useful. It's all sorted like we normally do. There's a chance we'll bump into Mr. Crocodile in here, so this might be pointless. We won't know till we fight in. Died here symbol. I committed suicide when I was doing stuff this morning. Content. Fine. Activating the lottery is something all players should do. That tree's burned. That's awesome. Sorry. Always little things like that amuse me. Now the server's where I want it, I can start to advertise it a bit more. Dive and get out that way. We can misjudge it, or we'll break our leg at least. That time. The lottery's up there. hit the lottery wheel and hope no player comes in. Why I put it up here so high, annoyingly. Do it once every 24 hours of real time, or every time that you die. Yeah. Tetra. Really worth it. 30 pack of Tetra. Absolutely worth it. There's Mr. Crocodile coming to visit. Aim is to get him trapped inside here. Dealt with. That's good. He's not happy, is he? Okay. Back to the pub. Both would be good. Let's leave. RVs, that's not useful. I want where's the best one that I dropped off there? Get rid of that. So, next stage, food. Hi, Elf. Hi, John. Second water bottle. I'll take a water bottle, actually, rephrase that. Bet today I saw my support. Good. Put pressure over. But wants me to pack a bag for hospital. That's good. Go and get your head squared away. It'll do you good, Elf. And come back stronger. Tea and coffee bag. Awesome. Need to find enough clothing to make rope. Because we're going to desperately need food soon. Mental health, Elf, is a bitch. So, anything you can do to help fix it, it's worth doing. I suffer, not as badly as you, but I suffer. Good. And at least we will be out of the rain, which means we can run again. Let me go there. I'll take a vintage axe, and I'll take a bloody dry bag. So that's a good find. Down there. Can't bag anymore. What's that? Ah, that's a shop. I'll certainly take that because we're making this count. I said make one and I'll help you, and don't make it shellfish. Girlfriend from Aussie. Friends. I'm not dating them. Okay, I get what you mean. I understand. Yeah, no, I get what you mean. There's it's used here as well by women. Here will say my girlfriend, but not mean their girlfriend. It'll mean a friend that's a girl. So you do hear it. It's used in Britain. I think Aussie, New Zealand, British is very close in how a language has evolved. Yeah. One of my, I used to drink with a girl a long time ago, and she would she's happily married now and we don't drink together anymore, and nothing ever happened between us, but she would describe me as being her best gay friend that's straight. I think that was a very fair way of putting it. We'd do everything together, and nothing ever happened between us. But we were just mates, just the best of mates. And I'm as straight as a die. We need bloody rope, otherwise we're going to die. And locking up that crocodile was a waste of time. So round there should get us enough clothing. Can't run anymore. Right, so if I move slowly to there without running, I'll use less calories. Hopefully we can find enough clothing to make a piece of rope and go fishing. That's the plan. Plan doesn't always pan out, does it? Right, and start searching for clothing. Or a piece of rope. Got fucking getting bashed on the head. Starting to lose health, cold, wet, and very hungry. So, where's next? There. Mustn't run. Need to preserve calories. Preserve calories. I don't drink caffeine anymore, so coffee cups mean nothing to me. We need 4 more pieces of rag, and then we can make a run for, or walk very quickly to the coast. Ruby 2 ammo. Great, wear gloves. Useful. Okay, the next stage of Operation Fish Safer. Greenhouse where I normally live. Don't want that. Nothing in there. Not looking good. $63. I'll stay in my dry bag. There. Oh. Oh, proper milk tea cream. I'm obviously not going to read the rest of that statement. There we are, that's that done. Good. So, combine those two, make rope. There. Now need to get to the coast because we need to eat. There. Do not say Australian words. There you go. Yeah. No, that's okay. You can put it in chat. I just won't repeat it. Obviously, it has a harsher meaning over here than it does where you are. Don't be sorry. I get it. Legend also. Okay. Yeah, legend. I can say legend. Yes, and that's, I think that's the difference. Over here it doesn't. Yeah. But over here it's used in its other wording. It's always at some point off stream I will happily have a conversation about language, how it's evolved over the centuries. It massively interests me how swearing has evolved and how it's evolved in different countries. But that's not something I would ever do on stream, because I'd like to be monetized one day. Can't really get involved in the fight because I need that food more. We need to wait until those zombies disappear. I can't risk losing any more calories this close to the coast. We also can't risk fighting any more zombies because I've got exploding zombies on here. And that is food and survival. We have to move because of our lack of supplies. So Saturday night, Cookie and another friend, Lego, took me out for my birthday, and we went to an expensive restaurant chain. They pay for my meal that does like really good quality steak, and I had an amazing like dirty burger that with the best quality steak, best quality beef, best quality steaks, shivers in it, just out of this world. I've never tasted anything like it. I don't think I could go back to fast food again. And the trouble is, the same shop does deliver here. I can get delivery services when I get by my weekly takeaway, but I don't think I can afford to have deliveries from them. It's sort of 3 times what I would normally spend on a burger. No, probably 5 times what I'd normally spend on a burger. But it was good. Dayz are a pain. Twice I got gas yesterday, not forgetting about Crocs. Yeah. It does add to it though, John, doesn't it? It makes you think differently. Right, we desperately need a fishing rod now. That's the next port of call. We need food. So, long stick time. Since yesterday, John, I've upped the amount of crossbows that spawn in the world and kitchen knives. So you've got a better chance, you've got double the chance of finding a crossbow, and you've got about 20 times the chance now of finding kitchen knives, because there just weren't any knives spawning. And now I've made the grass longer, it's harder to find stones. So by upping the amount of kitchen knives that spawn, even though they're badly damaged, players at least stand a chance. There's my island. It wouldn't let it. It wouldn't work. I tried it and it kept coming up with an error. It's got a problem with something in expansion. So one of the expansion recipes will use the same bit of data, unfortunately. And there's nothing I can do about it. So we're not having repackaging. I'd have to remove most of expansion to make repackaging work. And if it was expansion AI, then that rather means I need to wipe the whole map and start again. So it's not going to happen, unfortunately. Put 2 mackerel there yesterday. I only need 1. 1 mackerel will keep me alive now, if I'm lucky. It's annoying, John. It really is annoying, because I thought repackaging could be useful. Well, it would have been useful. It would have made a big difference to people. But that's life. Right. I need a fish. Give me fish, quickly. You can't afford not to have fish quickly. He's not looking healthy. Fish. Bugger! Cook the worm, no fish. Yep. Health's not looking good. Never had a kangaroo. Oh, not fucking again. Reindeer I've had. A lot of venison. I grew up in a shooting world. We had venison Sunday lunches rather than chicken. Growing up, so I've had a lot of venison over the years. Red Exmoor red deer, unbelievable. Very similar to Highland red deer, let's be honest. And I grew up in that sort of world, hunting, shooting. I'm not a mat. I quite like venison in a slow stew. Really quite like it. But not a fan of it in steak form. It's too rich for me. Game. 3 times in a row, you haven't given me a steak. A fish. Which is getting desperate. Right, time to be sensible. Yeah, venison as a stew it's unbelievably good. Where did I leave that stick before I was not sensible? It's right saying time to be sensible, but then I have to be sensible. Then promptly threw my fishing rod away. Okay, so I wasn't sensible. Okay. Fair run. It's good, isn't it? A lot of items can be used to F11. Pickaxe, I think it's similar. Use fall on it. Quite a run to go, hoping that the spade doesn't despawn. Do we have en route a well? Yes, we do. That would solve half the problem. Hit that well there. I can reduce that. I didn't mean there to be that many. I think it's spawning them in because there's nothing else to put in. So I need feedback like that because it wants to put an item there, so it's reduced. So it's putting a motorcycle helmet in. So what I can do is if I remove the motorcycle helmets, it'll put a different item of headwear in instead. It's not going to put a military helmet in because I won't let it, but at least it'll put something different in. Yeah, my gear will spawn, will stay there for 14 days unless it's found. But it's whether the spade on top of the boat will survive is the question. And we're not running, we're going to walk where we need to go, so I want to minimise calorie loss. Still going to need to find enough clothing to make a piece of rope, aren't we? Because my body would have despawned by now. The way I build the server. I put a new end game back in today. You've got player called airdrops again, rather than the timed crate. So when you can win it on the lottery and call your own airdrop in. Or when you get to one of the end game locations, you'll get out of a crate, you'll get a flare. And that was on purpose. it's too easy for players to commit suicide, run back to their bodies, get extra rags, commit suicide, run back to their bodies and keep doing it. So I wanted bodies to despawn quite quickly. If you shot me, there's enough time for you to loot me, but there's not enough time for me to get back to my body, basically, unless I spawn right next to it. There you go, an airdrop prize on the wheel. Yep. And it's a self-called airdrop, and the container has 59 items in, of which it chooses 35. And there's a lot of good stuff in there. Base building, raiding, survival. Also, there's a fair few zombies walking around when it lands. So, pick your moment well to drop it in. But I quite like it. It's what I'm starting to plan the next wipe, which obviously not now. Don't worry. We're not going to get rid of this server. But I'm, as per normal, when the server's done, I start to plan what's next. And I have a whole new world of pain for people on the next map we choose. It will probably be nearer November when we wipe. Maybe December, depending on what happens with 1.26. It's a mixture of all tier. There's no weapons on the airdrop, certainly not. But the gear is everything from. Yeah, I mean, you get a chance of getting a satchel charge on there, which means you can blow down somebody's front door. So that's end game. But equally, you get a chance of a code lock and 5 boxes of nails, so you can secure yourself better. And then you've got all the normal stuff, you know, tack back and rucksacks and sharpening stones and tools for building with and the things that keep you awake. And yeah, punch card. If you want to go into areas that need punch cards. All that sort of stuff's on there as well. But as I said, it's 59 items it chooses from, and it chooses a pack of less than 59, obviously. The thing is, it's endgame. Yes, there's a chance of getting it on the lottery, but not a massive chance of getting it on the lottery. Let's be honest, it's a 1 in 24 chance of winning it on the lottery. It's more about, and I thought we're putting it on there occasionally because people will spin that on their first ever time on the server, and they'll get it, and they'll be like, "What the hell do I do with this?" And then they'll let it go, and this helicopter will be flying over and dropping a a massive horde of zombies on them, plus a box for them to open up. And everyone on the map will see this helicopter fly over, and they'll all be running towards it as it slowly floats down. People have to learn to be covert when they drop them. T-shirt up. That one you can't rip up, but we can rip this one up, so it's good. But you might not get all 5 boxes, if that makes sense. You might get 1 box, or you might get no boxes. As I said, it will pick a percentage of the items. 59 items, and it's 35? Yes, it picks 35 items out of them. So you've got a good chance of getting a box of nails, because there's 5 chances of a box of nails on there. Less chance of getting a satchel charge or a code lock, but still a chance. I did originally put a weapon on there, then took it off because I thought it was too OP. I didn't want a weapon on there. There's more gear on there than you can carry off, and that was on purpose as well. Force players to make a choice, and also if somebody runs in after you, they'll have some loot to get off there themselves, whatever you've left behind. Yeah, doesn't always go according to plan with Mr. Goblin's world, does it? But I do love that lottery thing. We will have that in the future on any server we have. Maybe in a different way, but we certainly have it. Yes, I did make it spin. It spins between 18 seconds and 3 minutes. It chooses a random amount of seconds. Obviously, I like things that spin a long time because it makes you more nervous. You know what I'm like. I like to play with people's brains a little bit. And this is a hard map. Done my way, this is a really hard... Not a really hard. It's difficult, though. Environmentally, it's hard. You have to take your time and slow down and think about things a bit more. Worth doing the hunting shot. Maybe not. Right, we just run for the bag now. Yeah, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's sometimes about. You hear that thing spinning and you're like, there's a player here, there's a player here. I've got a gun. Right then, let's get into position and ambush them. Or I've got a gun and no ammo. Let's pretend I've got ammo. You been to my island yet? Goblin Island. Interesting things on that island, if you can find them. I'd have hidden, waiting for him to come down the stairs and try to smack in the back of the head. Not been there. Ah. You probably want... It doesn't have... Okay, I can't currently make zombies spawn on it. But obviously I found something to spawn on it. But there is loot spawning on there. The problem with Dayz is when you're spawning things on custom assets, if those custom assets are out to sea or underground, the game doesn't understand that they're not in water, so it won't spawn them. So it thinks that the game thinks that's still water, so it won't spawn zombies for me. So I have to use a third-party mod to put zombie hordes on there. And then it's about building trigger points, because it can't just be they're here. It's that when you walk past this spot, it spawns in zombies. So it doesn't really work very well with something like that, where there's lots of ways of getting onto the island. Whereas AI, I can spawn in a different way. AI, I use a object to spawn them in on. So I've got an object that's not used on this map, and I place it in the ground, and they spawn on the top of it. And then start their patrol route. But I haven't put masses of AI out there. Just a couple. I think there's two AI spawn points on the island that I'm going to tell you about. I think everyone looks like a freshie on here. I don't know who was playing yesterday. We had some new players on yesterday. They played for about an hour, hour and a half, and then never came back. It's about right. People find this server hard. You have to have a certain bit about your brain to want to play this, don't you? You need to go past this lot. Deal with him. Yeah, and that's what it's about. I mean, that island there will give you access to... Oh, bugger. You love the challenge. I really enjoyed making this one. And I'm loving planning with the next... Oh, not again! There you go. Yeah, But that's a different challenge, things like... I mean, I love Aftermath, but it's a different type of challenge. The challenge is there, staying alive to build a base. Whereas this challenge is more survival. And what I'm planning for the next challenge is more survival. Yeah, just a different type of challenge. And I love making this type of server as a challenge. I like seeing what we can do with to make things hard in a different way. Potentially, when we do the Christmas wipe, the server we're going to have then, we're looking at not having base building on it. What we wanted. Yeah, so we're looking at doing like improvised shelters and stashes as your main survival gear for the next wipe. Just making them last longer. Maybe having tents with code locks and having the ability of raiding tents. So like having a hacksaw that lets you cut a code lock off a tent. Making it more covert. Something like that. Just doing something completely different. Having a trader that only buys like animal pelts off you. And actually has currency rather than nails because we're not base building. And then sells you very, very basic gear. Maybe not even having... Maybe he'll only sell you the code locks. And the raid saw. You know, I don't know yet. And then allow people to have as many stashes that they want. No flags to put up. Your base will survive for 30 days without you doing anything with it. But after that, will despawn. Meat's a problem with selling it because it's trying. But when we go to money, if we went to rather than nails, we went to money. I can make it worthwhile. I can make it work because then I can say for meat you get £2 per lump of meat, and a code lock will cost you £800. Yeah. So if I went to real money rather than nails, because we would have no need for nails, it would mean that we could do buying meat off you. But it can be OP because players can go off and kill a wolf and come back with 100 steaks, or a pack of wolves come back with 100 steaks, and suddenly they've bought a code lock. So you have to get the balance right, and that's the problem. And it's not easy. That's better. You can drive me to hospital tomorrow and sit with me. I get seen properly. That's really good, Elf. I'm glad that you're gonna get sorted, Elf. I really am. No fish that time, but I'll go with one fish. That's good. Right, let's go off and get some food. Let's set an RV, because now we can... Don't need to worry about that one anymore. Delete that. Delete that. Let's go across to... little village to cook. I think down there, maybe? So, food time. Not desperately desperate, are we, at the moment? We can get there and then solve it. So, let's go there and solve it. Then we can look at getting geared up. So we're going to need a gun. Or a crossbow. Bandages as well, but things are now at last going the right way. I've got a crossbow with 20 bolts. Yeah. Once getting a crossbow makes sense, doesn't it? That's my philosophy on here. I mean, as I said, I've upped the amount of crossbows that's spawning in. But I think players having a crossbow makes sense. And then finding somewhere to live. But I think it might be a server where I go for an improvised shelter initially. Oh, now we're hungry. How surprising. So we're going to cook here then. No time like the present. What it's all about though. Elf, you help people, people help you. Looks as good a place as any. If I get shot, I get shot. And sometimes it's realising that people are there for you is half the battle. Yeah, I don't hold much hope that I've survived this without being attacked. It was easier when I gave everyone a piece of horse meat when they first spawned in, for certain. Years ago, I'd fallen out with somebody in the town I used to live in, and I'd moved to a new town, Elf, and they had moved there, but we had nothing to do with each other. And then there was massive flooding, and their house got flooded out with sewage. And I got hold of a mutual friend and said, what do they need? I'll be there. And I turned up and started clearing their house out of sewage, and they're like, but we're not talking anymore. I'm like, doesn't matter that we're not talking anymore. I know you. I'm here to help. Yeah. I can't do. I wish I was a modder. I really do, and I could do stuff like that. Yeah, I'm making dinner now. The first time you get attacked by a croc on here, or any server that's got the crocs, it's a massive fright. Yeah, that's why I don't let people ask always, I just turn up. I used to do it with my friends. If one of my friends is having a bad time, I'd turn up with an emergency bag of food and cigarettes. It used to be a very much a Goblin thing to do. And now it's computer parts. You know, a cookie, if he's got a problem with his computer, or whenever I upgrade my computer, he gets my old bits. Because I'm not going to use them, not always, you know. My old graphics card, my 3080 I sold because that was worth too much to give away. I had a feeling you would, Elf. Not my sort of thing. Carry on with our little bimble. It's mine though. So tonight, guys, I'll be streaming again with Dr. Cookie on Aftermath. Tomorrow, daytime, I'll stream this. In the evening, I'll probably stream Hunt Showdown. I've just bought it and I don't really know what I'm doing with it. I've done the training. I really enjoyed the training in it. I think it could be quite good fun to stream for the PvP. Play the survival mode, so 12 against, or 1 against 12, 12 against 12. But playing that as a solo. So we now need a bang stick before we go anywhere near the trader. Because we know there's a crocodile in there that I've locked away. But by now his friends will spawn in and need locking away. We also need to start to establish a base. Think about somewhere to live. I'm not quite sure where yet. Get a flag up and then build a door without having a code lock, even just so then we can put a code lock on when we do get it. Just not sure where yet. I'd like somewhere with a fireplace that I can block off. So something like one of these buildings. If you can block off down the bottom quite easily. There's your bang stick, Goblin. There's your bang stick. Now you just need some bangs. Bit of green shotgun shells so we can shoot animals. And get away from having to fish all the time. Saving up more rags because we're going to need replacement for those rags. Yeah, needed, massively needed. I need your vest, mate. That's what I need. Your field vest. You move off. on my server, pick your fights. Yeah, you have to. You can't just go willy-nilly into every fight. And obviously, up till this point, I've been playing this very much along the lines of we just play, die, play again. Ah, a cricket bat wrapped in barbed wire. The perfect Australian tool. Yeah. 9mm? Say no to a bit of 9mm. Especially on here. Hello, mate. Where's next after we're rudely interrupted by that? Down there. Why do Scottish men wear kilts? I'll let John answer. I would only be guessing at the answer. So... yeah, warm, lovely, multi-purpose, can be used as blankets to sleep in. And I'm guessing allowed you, when you were falling out with the English, the ability of basically wearing survival gear all the time. Not that you ever fell out with the English, obviously, because we were always the best of friends, us and the Scottish. Says me looking at the floor. Oh. Yes, please. 9mm. I'd love that to break up. Yeah. They've learnt. we say the same about North Devon. always worrying on this server when there's anybody that's hung themselves. Oh, yes. Very much yes. That and that. Always happy with a fucking bit of ballistic vest. Especially one that's in a good colour. Oh, bugger. I'm wearing an S10. Oh, yeah. Right, we now need to think about food again, don't we? That's the next thing. So we'll go down to there. We'll do that, and then we'll think about food. I'm never the best one to talk about kilts. I live at the other end of the country, so my knowledge of Scotland is limited. That being said, on my mother's side, she is part of the Grant clan. Love it. Bodies inside vehicles. Carrying that on the off chance I find plate. No, I'm not. So, next stage, we need food again. We don't need it yet, but we will do soon enough, so we might as well get it now. Come on, give me a real fishing rod. That'd be ripped up. No. But we'll be able to go fishing. I work for the king. Sort of. I work for the crown. Get some fishing done. Yeah. I see problems with all politicians. And we're not all civil servants are, John. Yeah. I've worked with some very bad civil servants over the years. A lot depends which department you're in. I think it'd be fair to say. Robber the Bruce. Sorry. I'm an Englishman, so I've got to find that humorous. Politicians are... the problem's if politicians lose their job if they get voted out. So they only really care about 4 years. I probably can't comment on politics. It's probably better not to. Got another fish. Oh, you star of a game. We got food. So next is, I reckon, whatever that is. Water actually next. So that well. That makes sense. Water next. Because we need to throw that water away and replace it with good water. Then it'll be time to find enough sticks to make a piece of rope and find somewhere to call home. Someone's out and around. Something just blew up. There is a player near here. I would say zombie blew up down here somewhere. But we don't have any ammo, so we're not going to go... Well, we don't have any ammo for the shotgun, so we're not going to go investigate. So, John, the next map we're looking at is a bigger map with a lot more to do on it, it'd be fair to say, and different biomes. So it's not Deer Isle, but it will be something completely different. I've got to go and test it at some point with Cookie. Obviously, we'll still run our less loot and everything else. Oh yeah, yeah. I suppose that's a fair point. And we do like to hang people for in those days for just about everything. It's the English way, you know. Only 400 years ago, only go to war against people you can guarantee to beat. Make sure they didn't have guns before you invaded. We've got water. Don't need a dusk mask, but hey, it's free. Now we need to think about somewhere to live. Nowhere down here is somewhere to live. I probably want to be pushing. Update. Move that to up here somewhere. Up past the trader and on. We've got water, we've got food. We now need to find somewhere to live. If I can get a flag up, that's half the battle. I don't need to worry about having the base built yet. Just getting the flag up would mean that we've got somewhere that we can base ourselves and claim the territory for us. It's getting a code locked harder. You have to hit military and get some scopes to sell. I don't think I would prefer to have those conversations in my chat. That's not a conversation that I'm going to tolerate. Yes, they do. But not very many of them. Yeah, ultra rare. Everything that everything you need to base build can be found in the world. It's easier to probably find other items and sell them to the trader and buy your way up there. Obviously, the trader that has AI in it is cheaper for code locks than the normal trader. Nettles. Nettle soup. Never had nettle soup. Hi, Piggy. Croc teeth. Yeah, croc teeth you can sell to the trader, the AI trader. I don't think a lot for them, because it's not too difficult to kill a croc, because you can go and lock a door and then kill it through the door. Hey, I have enough problems with enjoying haggis and iron brew. I do not need to start eating nettles as well. Dandelion wine? Dandelion wine. I'm not a wine drinker, but dandelion and burdock I used to love as a drink. So I imagine dandelion wine would be similar. Not a spinach fan. I think I took your advice earlier and shot a crocodile inside a barracks. Rather than fight it or run away, I just ran into a building and let it follow me in and then ran out again. And locked the door behind me. The lab. Now I just need a swipe card to go with it. Oh. I wonder. Block that door off perfectly, couldn't you? Turn this into a base. Need to get a barrel in here to cook out of. This would work well as a base. Drop that door off. Got a fireplace in there. Not going to do it. It's too over. One of the little buggers just blow up. Being money to me, but yeah, agreed. I'm still sort of tempted to build away from a house and just build like a 1x1 box in the woods. Still think we need to head for Trader. Police station down there, though. Not Trader. Go and have a look at that. That's a little military up there, isn't it? And I know it would take a lot more nails to do that, but it would certainly be safer. Fuck it, cross country, here we go. Might not be a good idea. Probably the strangest thing I've eaten was snake out in the jungle. Which was an interesting feed. Didn't mind it, wasn't too bad. Gurkha killed a snake and cooked it for us. But I don't experiment with food. I think KFC's spicy. You know, I like my food bland. And I'm a creature of habit. I buy the same food every week. I eat the same stuff every week. Hardly ever deviate from what I eat. Yeah. They're a strange bunch, but I work with some now, and they're hard to work with because they follow everything to the letter of the rule. They have no grey areas, so they can't bend at all. Everything is, these are the rules, we must follow them exactly, which doesn't work in the real world, and that can be difficult. I did a course a few years. One taught me on a course, and we had. Ooh, where the fuck am I now? Never been here before. I never liked ski resorts in Dayz. It shouts bears. There's the eagle. Like that. The ammo? No. Yeah, I have that feeling. Marshy. That's useful. Not. Badly placed. Wasn't me that placed it. No. Was worth a try. Yeah. Bad map design. Really bad map design, and it wasn't me. Do some shotgun ammo, couldn't we? Okay, push out of here. There's the military base up there on top of the hill with the satellite dishes. Curried goat. I don't do curry really. When I was at Brecon doing my Stormman's course a year and a half ago, the training team there were mostly Gurkhas, so their wives all worked in the kitchens. So mostly every meal for the 15 days I was there was curried goat. There would be Gurkha food everywhere and one non-Gurkha choice per day. So I found it hard going, where most of the guys I was with on the course loved it because they love a curry. Whereas I'm far more bacon and eggs, black pudding, haggis, that sort of food. I love these fire towers, and if we didn't have expansion build, you can live up these so easily. Wow. There we go. Get in there. Now we need a bit of 308. Yeah. Yeah, finding 308 on here is hard going. I get that. Helicopters are your best bet. But equally, that's 3 weapons that I can sell. $380. Any ammunition, I mean, me having that on me is quite lucky on here. I mean, this is about where I'd expect to be on this server. Nine milli's good. On here, 9 milli's good. Because there is a good chance of finding an MP5 or 2. I give away the assault rifles. Five ACP, military sweater. It'll make rags though. 3 more rags and we can start thinking about base building. While putting a flag down. If I could find a swipe card, that key would have massive value. That would get me an MP5. Probably fully geared MP5. Sensible place to go. The lab is up here somewhere, isn't it, on the ridge line? Maybe? Where have I put it in? Okay. Right, guys, I'm going to call it there. I will be back on tomorrow to continue with this adventure. We won't be committing suicide this time. And we shall continue from where we left off. Thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for the interaction.